entering Mexico City Sunday.
NASCAR, it's on Prime.
Start your 30-day free trial.
NASCAR on Prime, back live in Mexico City at the Dromo Hermanos Rodriguez Racing Facility, and we're set for the second and final practice session. Less than 30 minutes to get your work done as we eye qualifying tomorrow and ultimately the race here on Sunday.
And the teams have had a little bit of time to be able to make some adjustments to their cars. I'm sure the drivers came in with tons of complaints, things that they want the cars to do better. We've had a lot of cars with issues under braking, being loose on the braking zones. We've had a lot of cars sliding tires into certain parts of the racetrack in the braking zones, and we're talking, hearing from the drivers about cording tires or flat spotting tires being issues. So a lot of opportunity in this break to make the cars better. We'll see who did that.
And tweaks more than just the car, some tweaks to the track. We talked about track limits and different ways. Well, this set of tires right here is a new tire pack. So the one you see in the distance at the top of the screen, that was there. This corner right here, this yellow line, was going to be the reference for the camera. Basically, you can't have all 4 tires on this side of the curbing, right? You can't have all 4 tires over there. So the drivers in NASCAR have gotten together and they've decided to add this tire pack, which is going to be super interesting to me because, you could work drivers right here pretty easy, and this is Chris Buescher right here. So you see where he's at, perfectly legal, absolutely above that yellow line. I just wonder, Dale, from a driver's point of view, you're only sitting a few feet off the ground. How much more intimidating it's going to be staring at that tire pack as you turn back to the right.
Yeah, that, and also NASCAR's placed the tire pack, at least temporarily, on the yellow line. That yellow line, you could get to it, you just couldn't cover the tire with it. That would be against the rules to cover the yellow line, but you could get up there close to it. Now that tire pack is going to be an obstacle, and it may change some of these drivers and how they approach that corner. They've sort of gotten an understanding after driving this track for an hour, Adam, about how they need to be positioned to enter that series of corners. And now they may have to rethink that a little bit and make some adjustments.
I want to know, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
Do they all know?
They're
gonna,
where did that come from?
Holy smokes, what is that?
Well, they're definitely seeing it for the first time as they go around here slow. And I'm sure that, they'll have some opinions about whether they like it, don't like it. They'll go to NASCAR. NASCAR is absolutely, I got to give NASCAR some credit here. They've worked really hard with the drivers, and Jeff Burton, who is sort of a voice for the drivers, if you will, to make these adjustments and work together to sort of give the drivers what they need to feel comfortable, but also help the drivers understand what they're being asked to do around the racetrack.
And, I hope we don't find out, but that's a big tire pack right there. I think that would do some damage.
My first thought is that it's a bit of a, it's kind of blocking the visual, or as a, not just into that corner, but through the S's.
Yeah, right.
It's not allowing you to see sort of further past that turn into maybe turn 7 or the approach to turn 8. So I'm not sure about the visibility. We watched the 5-car Kyle Larson stand on the gas pedal and start really getting after it here to begin this practice.
I love that turn 15 in which he just came through, that sweeper right there.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty simple right here on new tires, but you get 15 laps in your tires. I don't know if that's going to be as, just just easy as you think. I'm going to have to pedal the throttle some to get the rear tires in.
Yeah, and I think that teams will be able to try to help their drivers, be able to apply throttle. Whoever can apply throttle better on the long run through that portion is going to set them up for that passing opportunity in turn 1.
I said earlier, go ahead, Dale.
He comes out of turn 3 here. This is another braking zone into turn 4. This is a problem that we've seen some of the drivers struggle with. That car moving around under braking, the back trying to dance out from under the driver off into turn 4. If it starts to dance around, you have to come off the brake pedal. That means you're going to probably miss the apex of the corner, if not the entire corner. And now he heads off into the S's.
So from that angle, that tire pack didn't really bother me.
Yep.
Right? It's the head-on one that really jumps out.
Ty Gibbs, 54, good in the opening practice of the day. Just out in front of Larson there.
Now they're approaching turn 11 and turning into the stadium portion of the racetrack. Some drivers run wide here, some don't. Some keep it tidy on the inside of the curb, and this is the tightest, slowest, most frustrating part of this course. Turn 13, 14 right here, leaving the stadium into turn 15, a right-hander. That's 14 and 15 onto the front straightaway. Now right here, you got full throttle, real good comfort But on the long run, that's going to be a corner where you're shearing the back, struggling to get power down, struggling to get down this straightaway. 54 of Gibbs had a little problem. There's that pack. It's got a little yellow marker right there, Steve. Oh man. So
sounded like something else, though. What did I just hear?
Well, it sounded like the race car was laying all over the racetrack over the curbs. I'm not sure if...
Yeah, I wonder if we could take that look again from the onboard, because two things. You mentioned the orange marker on the barrels. We hadn't seen that yet. But the audio of it was a bit shocking. Let's listen in.
Car's running all over the curb.
Bottoming out.
Yeah,
so
big time.
So underneath this car, there's some wear blocks. Think about taking a Coke can and cutting it in half, like a half a can bolted to the bottom, these aluminum blocks. And that sounds to me like those aluminum, one of those rub blocks hitting those curbs solid. I mean, that's chassis to curbing. That thing was pretty violent.
Here's what bothers me about this for him. You're third in the opening practice. You've established yourself this weekend. You want to go out, get some laps, and continue that rhythm for tomorrow and qualifying in the race on Sunday, and now you sit idle in the garage with less than 20 minutes to go in practice.
The only counter I would say is Dale said it earlier, Steve, you got to make my car drive over those curbs. That's one thing. Well, whatever they did with Heights there, they took the curbs completely off the playlist. If they started that low tomorrow, he would have no choice but to run the non-preferred lane. He would instantly slow down tenths of a second. So I don't love that they hit it, but if there was any question about their ride height, they can at least check the box. You can't be that low.
Yeah, I would too, as a driver, wouldn't panic. I would say, hey, there's got to be an obvious reason why that happened. It's probably an obvious, easy fix. I'm sure the crew chief understands exactly where to go to make the adjustment. As we're watching SVG make laps.
His teammate Daniel Suarez just jumped up to third on the board, breaking up that Penske juggernaut that's currently 1, 2, 3, and led by this guy, Ryan Blaney, in the 12.
Out of 4. No tire smoke at all this practice so far.
Penske was 1, 2, 3 till Suarez jumped up there.
Interesting to watch the drivers come out of that turn 4 sweeper and stay really hard to the right to be able to set themselves up for these S's as they start to really adjust and perfect their line around this racetrack. They've actually had the opportunity under that brake to look at what the other drivers are doing and try to apply some of these new things they may have learned to their practices and their habits.
It never surprises me the rate in which this garage reacts. Like whether that's a new track, a new challenge, a new rule, a new anything. When something changes and it gets tossed into that garage area, the amount of brain power that instantly starts calculating on that problem is unbelievable.
Ryan Blaney, dominating win a couple of weeks ago at Nashville, put himself in the playoffs, leading practice here. There you see Logano, his teammate, currently second. So we watch Hocevar in the corner.
Yeah,
Ricky
Hocevar
Jr. close together.
they're trying their hardest not to run into each other this weekend. They've had a few, they had some history at Nashville. That's pretty funny. Hocevar actually somehow saw that coming and was able to make a little bit of an adjustment there.
Anybody but the 47,
yeah.
He was thinking, please don't let me get out in front of the 47.
Ross Chastain now quickest in practice. Number 1 has gone P1, 17 minutes to go. Practice 2 in Mexico.